War and Peace, Book 01, 1805. Leo Tolstoy, translated by Louise Shanks Maud and Aylmer Maud. This audio reading of War and Peace, Book 01, 1805 is read by Rainer, Stuart Wills, Noman File, David Barnes, Richard Grove, Patricia Oakley, Chip, Kristen Lemwan, Gemma Blythe, Alex Foster, Meet, Denny Sayers, Ezra, Kristen McQuillan. Contents Chapter 01, 014 and 49 seconds. Read by Rainer. 28920-01.mp3 28920-01.org 28920-01.m4b 28920-01.spx. Chapter 02, 009 and 13 seconds. Read by Stuart Wills. 28920-02.mp3 28920-02 Oak 28920-02.m4b 28920-02.spx. Chapter 03, 009 and 49 seconds. Read by Noman File. 28920-03.mp3 28920-03.org 28920-03.m4b 28920-03.spx. Chapter 04, 009. Read by Noman File. 28920-04.mp3 28920-04.org 28920-04.m4b 28920-04.spx. Chapter 05, 013. Read by Noman File. 28920-05.mp3 28920-05.org 28920-05.m4b 28920-05.spx. Chapter 06, 009 and 25 seconds. Read by Stuart Wills. 28920-06.mp3 28920-06.org 28920-06.m4b 28920-06.spx. Chapter 07, 007 and 21 seconds. Read by Stuart Wills. 28920-07.mp3 28920-07.org 28920-07.m4b 28920-07.spx. Chapter 08, 008 and 17 seconds. Read by David Barnes. 28920-08.mp3 28920-08.org 28920-08.m4b 28920-08.spx. Chapter 09, 012 and 56 seconds. Read by Richard Grove. 28920-09.mp3 28920-09.org 28920-09.m4b 28920-09.spx. Chapter 10, 011 and 41 seconds. Read by Patricia Oakley. 28920-10.mp3 28920-10.org 28920-10.m4b 28920-10.spx. Chapter 11, 006 and 13 seconds. Read by Patricia Oakley 28920-11.mp3 28920-11.oak 28920-11.m4b 28920-11.spx Chapter 12, 008 and 26 seconds. Read by Chip 28920-12.mp3 28920-12.oak 28920-12.m4b 28920-12.spx Chapter 13, 005 and 8 seconds. Read by Chip 28920-13.mp3 28920-13.oak 28920-13.m4b 28920-13.spx Chapter 14, 009 and 24 seconds. Read by Chip 28920-14.mp3 28920-14.oak 28920-14.m4b 28920-14.spx Chapter 15, 010 and 34 seconds. Read by Kristen Lam 28920-15.mp3 28920-15.oak 28920-15.m4b 28920-15.spx Chapter 16, 013 and 11 seconds. Read by Kristen Lam 28920-16.mp3 28920-16.oak 28920-16.m4b 28920-16.spx Chapter 17, 005 and 25 seconds. Read by Kristen Lam 28920-17.mp3 28920-17.oak 28920-17.m4b 28920-17.spx Chapter 18, 015 and 17 seconds. Read by Gemma Blythe 28920-18.mp3 28920-18.oak 28920-18.m4b 28920-18.spx Chapter 19, 007 and 7 seconds. Read by Alex Foster 28920-19.mp3 28920-19.oak 28920-19.m4b 28920-19.spx Chapter 20, 012 and 19 seconds. Read by Alex Foster 28920-20.mp3 28920-20.oak 28920-20.m4b 28920-20.spx Chapter 21, 023 and 21 seconds. Read by Meet 28920-21.mp3 28920-21.oak 28920-21.m4b 28920-21.spx Chapter 22, 015 and 20 seconds. Read by Meet 28920-22.mp3 28920-22.oak 28920-22.m4b 28920-22.spx Chapter 23, 015 and 12 seconds. Read by Denny Sayers 28920-23.mp3 28920-23.org 28920-23.m4b 28920-23.spx Chapter 24, 0:15 and 21 seconds. Read by Denny Sayers 28920-24.mp3 28920-24.org 28920-24.m4b 28920-24.spx Chapter 25, 0:24 and 42 seconds. Read by ESWA 28920-25.mp3 28920-25.org 28920-25.m4b 28920-25.spx Chapter 26, 0:11 and 31 seconds. Read by Alex Foster 28920-26.mp3 28920-26.org 28920-26.m4b 28920-26.spx Chapter 27, 0:09 and 8 seconds. Read by Kristen McQuillan 28920-27.mp3 28920-27.org 28920-27.m4b 28920-27.spx Chapter 28, 0:18 and 29 seconds. Read by Kristen McQuillan 28920-28.mp3 28920-28.org 28920-28.m4b 28920-28.spx LibriVox audio recording public domain certification. The person or persons who have associated work with this document, the dedicator or certifier, hereby either a. certifies that, to the best of his knowledge, the work of authorship identified is in the public domain of the country from which the work is published, or b. hereby dedicates whatever copyright the dedicators holds in the work of authorship identified below, the work, to the public domain. A certifier, moreover, dedicates any copyright interest he may have in the associated work, and for these purposes, is described as a dedicator below. A certifier has taken reasonable steps to verify the copyright status of this work. Certifier recognizes that his good faith efforts may not shield him from liability if in fact the work certified is not in the public domain. Dedicator makes this dedication for the benefit of the public at large and to the detriment of the dedicator's heirs and successors. Dedicator intends this dedication to be an overt act of relinquishment in perpetuity of all present and future rights under copyright law, whether vested or contingent, in the work. Dedicator understands that such relinquishment of all rights includes the relinquishment of all rights to enforce, by lawsuit or otherwise, those copyrights in the work. Dedicator recognizes that, once placed in the public domain, the work may be freely reproduced, distributed, transmitted, used, modified, built upon, or otherwise exploited by anyone for any purpose, commercial or non-commercial, and in any way, including by methods that have not yet been invented or conceived. Audio formats available: 64 kbit MP3, MP3 subfolder 64-bit OGG Vorbis, variable bit rate, OGG subfolder Apple AAC audiobook, 16-bit mono, M4B subfolder speaks, SPX subfolder.